Welcome to Press Room.
A room where all are welcome.
And today's topic is about social media, navigating through it both personally and as a business. Hi, I'm Sonam.
Hi, I'm Priya.
And hi, I'm Rashmi. So
social media.
I know.
Yep.
It's a big topic. I mean, it's kind of taken over our lives a little bit. And I don't know. I feel like we should all talk about our own individual experiences with it because we use it majority of the time for our business, right?
Yeah, majority and some personal.
Yeah, and personal too.
But
Yeah,
lately, I've been minimizing the personal part.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I started social media. I'm that old that I started way back when Facebook first started. And I had a personal page and I was still navigating my business. So it wasn't really business orientated.
Yeah.
So my personal Instagram and Facebook became my business one. And that's all I concentrate on really. But I've said this openly. I have a very love-hate relationship with I really don't enjoy it, but I know it's a necessity in at least my business. I use it how I need to use it. And that's how I've managed it for now.
Yeah, I started with Facebook. And you remember, what was it, MySpace?
Oh my God, yes, I had a MySpace page.
What about Friendster?
Oh, and Friendster, yeah.
No, I
So
didn't
the
use Friendster.
The evolution of social media is just crazy right now. I mean,
Yeah.
can you believe where we are at this time? So I remember MySpace and I thought, I'm not sure about this. Then when I got to Facebook, I was like, I like this better because I'm able to, make my page private. I can monitor who can see what.
Mhm.
But then I got to a point where I was like, I think this is just a little too much because I started seeing that other people were just like blasting their personal business. And I
Yeah.
just had to take a step back from it, and then I don't have children, but my brothers do, my cousins do. And then I saw from their aspect and their view that no, we don't want our children on there. And then that's when I started realizing not everything has to be on social media.
Yeah, I think there has been some sort of line that people don't understand of social media versus personal media. Like people are putting everything and anything on social media, or they're putting things on in like a fake way. So you don't really know like what is really them versus like who they are as a person too, I think. And then the social part kind of goes away too, because then when you do interact with them, they have this like internet persona,
Although I do feel like I hear what you're saying, but I do feel like there are a group of people in between that
Oh,
fake
yes.
and complete personal, I think, or at least I'm trying to be one of those people where I wouldn't call myself fake. I would just say that I don't necessarily put every single thing on social media. So from that
But that's not
aspect, it could be
fake.
seen as fake. But yeah, so that's what I'm trying to see, that extra bit in the middle where for me, it's about being authentic. So as a personal
Yeah.
branding photographer, my thing is what you put as a brand, nothing to do personally. I'm talking about as a brand. So whether you be a business, a service provider or a product provider, as a brand, your persona online should be the same as what would
I
be
agree.
in person. Otherwise, there's a lack of trust. People will kind of be a bit taken aback by, hold on a second, that's not what I see online. And so that authenticity needs to match. And so, again, I can give my example because that's what I live. Yes, I'm a photographer, I'm a business owner, but I'm also a mom and I'm a partner and I'm a friend and a business supporter and so many other things. So I try to be as authentic as possible. But the one thing I'm not going to do is, I don't have the time for rather, is I don't have the time to record every single element of that because guess what? I'm busy doing that shit and I can't be recording it, but I talk about it. So I say, for example, this morning, I'm in mum mode, plus I'm doing business stuff and sending out deliverables to client, but I'm in my PJs, making breakfast for the kids, hustling them out the door, organizing birthday presents, trying to send emails and deliverables to clients, and knowing that I have to record this and so get myself presentable. And I haven't had time to record all of that stuff, but doesn't mean it's not happening. So it's trying to tell that story as authentically as possible.
I think I was going to say, let's kind of go into being authentic. I think that's the biggest thing, right? Because what you're saying And what I just said about the social part versus putting everything, that's the biggest thing. Like, you can't put your entire life on social media. Like, you might as well live record everything at that point.
Exactly.
But it's the point of people, when I say the fake part, I mean what you just, like, taking your example, like, you're taking care of the kids, you're in your PJs and everything. You didn't get up and put on makeup quickly and put on something nice while taking care of the kids and doing all of this stuff, right? Like, that's the fake part that I think a lot of people show on social media, and it's not obtainable, right? Like,
Mm.
you're now showing this to everyone, like, hey, look at me, like, I look like this all the time while I'm like getting the kids together and XYZ. And I think that's the fake part that I think a lot of us probably feel like, wow, I'm falling behind. Like, why haven't I had the time to get ready to like get my kids together? Like, I should be put together just like this person. Whereas they're not. They're just
Mm-mm.
taking like you're seeing like a snippet of what they just posted. And if that's what they want to showcase as their brand, great, but that's not being authentic at the end of the
Mhm.
day. And it's not relatable because then you see them in person and it doesn't go because then you're like, whoa, you're a hot mess. And that's okay.
Yeah. Well, there's another aspect to social media, not just about what you look like, but also what is your life really like behind the
Right.
scenes? Or, for me, I get, oh, you get to go to all these
Mm.
cool events. And how did you get invited? And how did you go there? And, you're always at these events, but they don't realize it's not always on a daily basis that I'm going to these
Right.
events. Number one, I do have my 9 to 5 job that I also focus on. I also have other personal things going on. But when I go to these events, it's not because I was just invited. I actually supported those events by buying the tickets. And then they'll be like, why didn't you invite me? Why didn't you take me? And I'm like, well, I purchased the tickets. So if you want, here's the link. Come with me.
Mm.
So there's that aspect. It's not, I love going to these events. I get to network. I get to see you guys. I get to see other people in every type of industry. But at the end of the day, it's not like what you think. So there's that
Mm.
aspect of social
Yeah.
media that people aren't understanding.
I wish people were more open about that though, right? Like, I know the three of us, and we'll say it a lot more on the recording as well, is that when we support supporting does also include buying. It's not that we're getting
Mm.
free handouts, like free products, free events, getting invited. We're not on PR lists. Some we are, some we aren't. And if we are, especially like, I know I've seen it on all three of ours, we have received free tickets for this. Thank you, so and so, for the invitation. But then it's like, I don't think a lot of people get to see that part of people buying it. I think they try to showcase it as, oh, I got invited, even though they did actually buy it. And
Mm.
again, then other people feel like FOMO at the end of the day. Like, they feel left out. Like, why didn't I get invited? But it's like, was it an invitation or did you buy the ticket? Like, I wish people said it out loud. I don't understand why it's a big secret at the end of the day.
Yeah. But well, then actually, okay, so let's bring this all back. Maybe we need to do a better job at relaying this part in social media. I don't know.
It's
Maybe
the
there's,
social part, right? Like, I keep using
yeah,
that. It's social. No one is using the social part. No one's using communication properly on social
right.
media because it's a persona that they're putting on. And even us, like, as real and authentic as we are, I think there might, for someone who doesn't know us that well, it might also be that someone's like, whoa, like what Priya just said, like, how do you get invited to all of this? Well, maybe you missed my post that, because 24 hours ago, it's gone now, where I said I got invited
Mm-hmm.
to this. So it's like, we just need to make sure we're always communicating that. And I think
Right.
that's the thing. A lot of people don't do that.
But the other thing is also sometimes between all three of us, we'll post, purchase your tickets from here, and we'll put the link in our stories or on our,
Yeah,
feed or whatever it may be. So I wonder if people are really paying attention to social media in
that's what
every
it
way
is.
that they're supposed to. Do you know what
And,
I mean? That's the other aspect of it.
and
Yeah.
you don't have to, I mean, it's not like people need to be on social media all the time because,
I don't.
again, that is something I'm very kind of conscious about. There's, this whole element of doom scrolling and having got kids, social media. I mean, this is a whole different conversation, social media and kids. I don't
Yeah.
think it's the best way either.
Yeah.
But I think, I mean, we all also put out posts about or stories about events that we're not even going to because we're not able to, or it's in a different city or a different country, but we still share them. Guess why? Because we support in terms
Right.
of doing things that we can to get people through the door for that business or that event or whatever that case might be. But yeah, I think that there's this kind of communication disconnect then in that case, that social media can be used as a really good tool of connecting people and getting information out there. But if it's read the wrong way, then people will make their own minds up. And I'm very old school. I mean, social media has been a great tool for me, but me meeting people in person and chatting to them in person is the way I really connect and communication really happens.
You know, there's a big psychological aspect or component to social media. For me, the two things are the FOMO, but the other thing is also, don't let it rule your life. It
Right.
shouldn't impact your life the way people allow it to,
No.
So, I mean, for me, it's FOMO big time when I see people going to all these events. But, guys, I go through it all the time. But right now, I'm trying to work on that.
Yeah.
Which is great.
That's
And
great.
I think, but there's going to be a ton of events. And the way I look at it is like, it's great. People are doing things and making things happen. No, everyone has to be invited to everything. It's okay. You can, and it's taken time. At one point I had FOMO, especially when I moved here and I was trying to establish myself. And again, that's taken time. It happens over time. It doesn't happen in the moment you
It's
come.
organic. Social media makes it seem like it's not organic, but it's like just because you're in the same circle doesn't mean we're like all friends, right? Like we're just all in the same circle. We're gonna run into the same people all the time and take photos. That's like for me, a lot of that isn't really organic. It's just like a photo taken, posted. Hey, but like I don't like doing that. Like I don't post on my stuff because I'm like, that's kind of like clickbait and it's rage bait too. Cause it's like, why am I posting about this person who I know for 2 seconds or only seeing like at an event, but like we're not actually friends. Like they're not actually supporting my brand or vice versa.
I'm going to call you out, Sonam. When you see a celebrity or a famous person, you're going to put that picture up.
Yeah, like, but
So that's different.
I agree. So I have posted some people, like some celebrities. There's actually a lot where I haven't posted because of that. But when I will then repost it, it'll be like, I'll take, for example, I'm blinking out on the show already, but the new one where the two Indian guys are in the bodega.
The Deli Boys.
Deli Boys.
Yes, Deli Boys. Yeah. Deli Boys, right? So I have a photo literally with all of the cast members, but like in different times of my like seeing them at an event, seeing them somewhere, right? I'm going to then start posting about the show itself and then post them regarding the show, even though these photos I took with them were like at a different period, Like I try to also post about the famous people based off of like if they're coming out with a show or coming out with the event or, like, and I'll be for real. My personal account, hell yeah, that is definitely for clickbait. My personal account, those are for those people who always said I wouldn't succeed. And now look at me, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
So that one is definitely like, that's clickbait there. But like, they also know, they really actually know who I am. Whereas like for social media, I don't like doing that much just because of this. Like, I don't see famous people on a daily basis. Like, and even when I do see them, it's like, I will ask them I will talk to them first and then ask them for a photo. Like I'm actually genuinely wanting to know them rather than, let me take a photo and post it. Like I'm not getting anything. And I don't think they're really getting
So you
anything.
connect it to something which then potentially can support that show or whatever it might be, product.
But guess what? You're not going to see that on social media, right? Like I'm not going to explain all of this on social media.
Yeah.
They're going to see the photo and be like, oh my God, how did you get invited to that? And I'm like, honestly, we kind of just ran into each other at this event. And I didn't expect to see anyone there. And there were. Like it was a music event or something, right? Like,
right. No, that makes sense.
Yeah. And that goes back to Priya's point. Like, that's why you have to go to these events. Like, align yourself with events that helps you as a brand, helps you as a person. You get to network with people, you get to meet people, you get to have organic connections. But you need to make the first step to go to those events and not wait to get invited, not wait for someone to come with you. Like you just go. Like I think that's the biggest thing with all three of us, that we end up going to all these events quite a lot. But it's because we're going by ourselves. Like, I'm not waiting for you. You're not waiting for me.
Right.
That's why you see us at so many events. But it's like, I'm carving out time for that event. So I'm going and I bought my ticket to go. And then that's why I got to see all these people or network with these people. And honestly, like where I am today is because of IRL networking rather than social media networking.
Yeah. Social media should just be a tool, right? In
Yes.
my mind,
To
social
enhance
media
it.
social media is a tool to get yourself out there to a
Yes.
wider audience for whatever purposes you want. And then you can kind of go in there and network. And like every relationship, it takes time. You have to nurture it. You can't just cold call and expect someone to respond, especially in this day and age. So you do, to your point, you do, for me also in real life really makes a difference. And like I said, I've been here 10 years and it's taken me a while to build up these relationships. It hasn't just happened. When I first got here, yes, I started building a social network, but it was very organic. And a lot of it was in person, in sort of local parks or wherever it might be, neighborhood events. But I took the time to try and create real relationships, which now I've built on. And then ironically, there's a lot of times that I meet people in real life, then become their social media friend rather than the other way around.
I'm thinking of the word real, and it's real REAL and not real REEL, because I think that's another big thing. There's real connection, REEL, and that's like Instagram, social media connection, or who you are like with this persona, and then real connections, REAL. And I think the latter people don't. I think it's like a something just going on right now that people don't know how to connect anymore, like
Right.
real and REAL world.
Well, so let's go back to the real connection with people. When I'm out and about at these events or even just dinners with my friends, my family, whoever it may be, there are people like, "Oh, you need to post right away." I'm like, "No, I don't want
Yeah.
to post right away." And this is my fault. I'm very horrible with social media lately because I want to enjoy the moment, right? I
That's
want
not
to
a
be able
fault.
to.
That's your
I was going to
choice.
say, I didn't want to interrupt you,
That's
but
not a
yeah,
fault.
that's not
It's not.
definitely
No,
not a fault.
no, it's my fault is like not fault, but like I'm just lazy on putting it on social media eventually.
That doesn't
You
matter
know what? At
either.
the end of the day,
And
it's
that's who you are.
that's who I am. Yeah. And I hear it from people like, "Oh, you didn't post it." I'm like, honestly, I didn't feel like posting it. Maybe I'll do it later. But then
But
by
why
then
should you even, why is
it's
there an
my choice. It's my
expectation?
prerogative,
Exactly.
right?
Why do they want to see it? Like, that's the
Yeah.
thing. It's them
Yeah.
either getting FOMO or they want to be
Yeah.
included or something. Like, it's more of a they thing rather than a you thing. Like, why are
Right.
they projecting themselves on you to
Yeah.
post?
And and I like to have and I'm getting to a point where I don't want my phone next to me when I'm out and about with people,
Yeah.
especially if I'm having those dinners or those private events. That's my time to spend
Yes.
time with them, right?
Same.
And I
Yeah.
don't want to I'll take my pictures, but I'll keep it. It's for my memory. It's for my, whatever, my personal being, At the end of the day, I don't need to post it, but
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
Well,
real connection everyone is missing out on. That's the problem here,
yeah.
I agree.
But it's okay. I feel I enjoy my events now.
You're
Yeah,
actually
good.
enjoying them and connecting properly in
Correct.
person. So again, the same kind of thing, but from a personal level, I remember when I had Maya, 11, 12 years ago, whatever it was, when I was pregnant, rather, people were like, "Oh, I didn't know you were pregnant. You didn't put it on Facebook." I was like, "Well, call me."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I made a very conscious, originally I didn't even want to put myself on social media. I just wanted it to be about my photography or whatever, but that was a whole different thing. But when it came to my personal life in terms of the pregnancy and then the birth and things, only when I started talking about my IVF journey did I start putting it on, because obviously that made more sense.
Yeah.
And I refer to myself as a mother of two and I refer to their names, but I made a conscious effort of not putting their faces anymore on it because, again, a whole different conversation. But it was really interesting to me that people's attitude was same thing, Priya, as your dinners. Why didn't you put it on Facebook? I was like, well, why should I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's some people like, "Oh, you have to reshare my story." I have those people too.
Yeah.
I mean,
But why?
it's my
But
choice.
why? But why do they expect you
Yeah.
to do things like that?
Oh, I think people
Yeah.
take weight with social media.
Yeah.
It means something to them, and I don't. I'm psychologically trying to understand it still, but that's how they are. And for me, I think it's a tool of mine where I don't need it to rule my life.
Well, that's the thing, right? I mean, I don't know if it's psychological. I think it is, but it's the 2 seconds of getting the likes, right? You feel this burst of like happiness and being wanted and everything when you see, like, you post a photo or a story and all those likes go up, right? It's 2 seconds of feeling wanted, but then you go about with your day as it was, right? And I think
Mhm.
people get a high off of that. Like, oh man, this post only got 200
Yeah.
likes, but then this one got like 2,000 likes. And it's like, if you knew 200 people, that's a lot
Right.
of people.
Yeah.
Well,
That's so many
let's
people.
well, let's talk about that. Followers. This pisses the hell
Ugh,
out of
I
me.
know.
Okay. I've got what, just under 4,000 followers. I'm freaking proud of those followers because
Yeah.
those are followers who I'm so
Genuine.
grateful to, who genuinely started following my posts, my profile. And I do not take that for granted. Whether or not it's because they came across my profile because they met me, the latter is my favorite because that's how we originally connected. But for me, whether or not you've got 300 followers, 3,000 followers, 300,000 followers, 3 million
Yeah.
followers, it doesn't matter. In fact, the ones who've got 3 million followers probably don't even know who's in their group. And that's a whole different thing. But the ones that I know are the ones that are important to me, and they're the ones I really nurture and I'm grateful for. But that should not be, it should not be who you stand for and why people take you seriously or not. It should
And
not
vice
be
versa. Like, people shouldn't look at your profile and be like, oh, she only has 4,000 followers. Like, she must
right,
not be that great. Like,
right.
what?
No, and
Mm,
that
no.
BS really annoys me. That really annoys me,
Well,
because
Yeah.
it's just,
yeah. Well, I
sorry,
don't
I'm going to go on a rant otherwise.
No, I think so. Going back to the evolution of social media, when I had Facebook, I was like, how many friends can I make? And I got to what, 2,000. I was fine with it. I know everyone pretty much to some degree, but there was others that I didn't. But then I get to Instagram. Yes, I have the 2,000 followers. But at the end of the day, when you look at friendships, they always say it's always about quality versus quantity. And when
Yeah.
I look at my social media, I want the quality.
Mm-hmm.
So if my friends are engaging with me, my family's engaging me, that's more important to me because that's what I'm looking for, right? Do I really want the clickbait? And the other thing is, do I want to still feel relevant? That's another question, right?
Well, I want to also emphasize that you're talking about a personal account, though.
Correct.
And
But when I use
yeah,
it a little bit for my entertainment reporting side, I just do it just to give snippets of what I've been
yeah,
doing. You know what
right.
I mean? And it's
And
just to let
so many people. Oh my God. Every time, anywhere I go,
And no,
anywhere.
no, between the three of us, how many
yeah.
times when we're together, someone's always stopping one of us to just talk, and we're like, the other two are like, they know everybody, and then the next person
Yeah.
will come in. It's like, it's so funny because those are the connections, right? Those are the people
Yeah.
that remember who you are. And
Yeah.
they're not going to be like, I'm not going to talk to that person because they only have 5,000 followers. Like
Right.
that, it's outrageous to me that people have this, they're just so surrounded by followers. You
Yeah.
don't know these people. Like, don't actually, I do want to pause there. I do think a lot of the fakeness does also come with a higher following as well, because I have seen a lot of creators say, I can't post anything new because my following had started to follow me when I was doing X, and now I'm doing Y, and I'm getting a lot of hate for it now. So then they try to like either find a middle ground or they go back to X. And then going back to X, kind of, that's not who they are anymore. So I have also seen that like fight with creators being like, I don't know what to do, but I also don't want to lose the followers. And I'm like, if you have like 10,000 followers and you lost 500, is that a lot in that, like at the end of the day? I don't know, but maybe they could lose their management company. Maybe they can lose
That's true.
some sort of PR package or not
True.
PR package. I don't know, some sort of like
Sponsorship
package.
or
Contract.
brand
Yeah,
ambassador,
sponsorship.
like
Right.
ambassadorship, whatever they call it,
So
right?
that's
So,
the thing. It's like, it's always an outlier that kind of, you're always fighting because they're putting this like invisible tick on you. I think
Mhm.
that's what's really hard. And people don't also look at that as well.
That's why I'm not buying the blue tick. I refuse to buy it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I
Personal
did.
thing. I know
Yeah.
you did, and I know it comes with certain perks because it will allow for posts and stuff.
I
But
don't
I
know.
don't
Honestly,
know.
I don't see a difference. And the only
Okay.
reason I got it is because I wanted, because then no one can use my name for
Oh,
anything.
okay.
And I can post certain links that I couldn't before. But
Uh-huh.
I don't
Okay.
think it matters. And I also find such a fault that Instagram allows anyone to get that tick, because I see creators with like 1,000 followers and I'm like, I'm very confused because like their profile doesn't really show much. So I'm like, how did you get the tick? So now it's like anyone can buy the tick. And I don't like that part of it now too. I feel like they should
But
go back to
what does the tick signify? Because
exactly.
back to our point, it shouldn't be the fact that they've only got 1,000, because that shouldn't be a factor. It should be a verification that they are a real person or brand, and that they're not a bot,
That's what
that
it
they're
is.
not. Okay, yeah. So for the fact that they have 1,000 followers shouldn't be the reason, because
That shouldn't be the
that
no,
goes
that
against
shouldn't
everything we just said.
right. That shouldn't be the reason. But then the post itself should like when I go there, I have no idea who they are. Like they're just posting like random like it just seems like a personal page.
It
But
doesn't
I
equate
think
with what they're trying to present when they've got that click and they're saying you're a creator of some sort to whatever product it
but
could be, but it doesn't relate.
yeah, I think they're buying the tick so they can look like there's something that they're not,
So
if
that goes
that
back to
makes
the
sense.
fakeness.
Yes. Because anyone can get it. Anyone, like, you can change your personal account into a creator account and then you can get that tick. But then
Mm.
what are you, like, what's like the end game at the end of the day, right? And these are questions I think it shouldn't matter. Who cares? Like, for me, it doesn't matter, right? But I think that's what's so hard about social media is that like it's just a game. It really is just a game at the end of the day
Yeah.
as well. Like what your algorithm, like you could change your algorithm to what you want to see, right? You can post your personal stuff, you could post your business stuff, like, but at the end of the day, you're only seeing 10% of someone's life, if even that. And I think a lot of people just get this high, both as a viewer and as someone who's posting it. And I think that's where it gets so dangerous because then they get lost in that high.
Mm.
Well,
Well,
there's
that's where the addictive nature comes in, right?
Yeah.
And then your brain just starts going on a different level of euphoria and FOMO and lack of self-esteem and
Yeah.
so many different things. And again, whether even if you're not a child, that can really mess with your brain and mess with your mind. So I'm super conscious of that. The whole doom scrolling, the comparing, the, oh my gosh, I don't have that, or I wasn't at that, or whatever it might be. I think that's so dangerous in today's society. I always use magazines back in the day when we used to look at magazines. First of all, there was no representation. But secondly, everyone was the same size, skinny mini, like, and
Yeah.
looked the same. And we'd compare our bodies and go, oh my gosh, why don't we look like that? Now with social media, it's enhanced even
It's
more
real
because
time.
it's real
yes.
time. It's
Yeah.
so much
It's in my
information at
hand. I see
one.
it right here.
Exactly. And so it's even more dangerous, and you're giving access to people. You're getting access to people, and people are accessing you so much faster. It's so dangerous. So you should be able to use it as a tool. But in my mind, I use it as a tool that I make it very clear the purposes I need it for and when I'm using it. So often I'll be doing social media really late at night once everyone's gone to sleep and I don't have to use my brain so much. Or when I'm seeing messages come through, I try and answer them. I'm just trying to get better at. So if I was going to give any tips, mine would be just allocate times to it rather than using it all the time. And just like people expect
Yeah.
instant gratification with a response to a text or whatever, just give yourself grace that you don't have to respond straight away. Unless it's urgent, that's different. But you don't have to respond straight away. You can do it much later on. And the expectation then will become less as well, that people won't expect you to answer straight away. They'll be like, okay, Rashmi will get back to me. Just it will take maybe a day or two.
Yeah.
Yeah. And going back to allowing it to rule your mind in that sense, or the misinformation or the misrepresentation, it's not just on a personal level, but it could be also in a political space as well.
Mm.
And I don't want to talk too much about politics here, but it is another aspect of social media that is ruling us right now. in not just here in America, but I think globally. And the misinformation is there. And people aren't using, I want to say, the brain to actually do the research, right? The capacity of that is needed. We need to make sure we're getting the right information and look into it and not believe everything that's out there. And it's sad because people really like, it goes back to people they take weight from social media, not just personally, but also politically. And it's just a little bit disheartening to see people go through that right now.
Yeah, I think we probably need another episode for social media. We could definitely go on quite a lot with different segments of it. I think for this one, we did like a nice little overview for it, but I think we should probably also go a little bit more onto like the business side of how we use it for business. I mean, it's obviously such an amazing tool. A lot of us, the three of us at least, like we have met a lot of people through social media, which we then enhance our relationship in real life. And I think a lot of people do tend to ask questions like, how do you do that? So I think we should definitely maybe cut this into two different parts. But before we wrap up, why don't we give a little, like two little advice about social media that you feel like the listeners it'll be helpful for the listeners to hear. So Rashmi did give one of them. But Rashmi, if you want to give your second part.
So my first one was giving yourself grace in terms of when to respond and stuff, right?
Yeah.
I would also say make it very clear what social media means to you for, like what you're using it for.
Yeah.
I think define your goals and your reasons for using it. Don't just kind of just don't go full on. Think about who you are as a person and it's just like what I say to clients, what do you want your photos to say about you? It's almost the same thing. What do you want your social to say about you? And is that the same that people are going to see when they see you in person? So think about what you want social media to be for you.
Because once it's online, you can't delete it.
Yeah. Well, you can, but someone will have snapshotted today or, so
exactly. Yeah. Priya, what about you?
I mean, I'm going to echo that authenticity is important. I can't even talk right now, but that you need that. But for me, my tool for social media, I think is just to, I think I've said this to you guys before. I like to protect myself. So I don't want the trolls or any of that negativity. So it's me just protecting. So I'm just going to use that type of mindset when it comes to social media.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. So like definitely be authentically you. Know who you are as a person and what you're portraying yourself, because you don't know who's looking up to you. You don't know who's going to remember you. You might post something that might be really helpful for someone, or you might be posting something that might be very low energy for someone, and then they can use it in a negative way in their own life, right? So you just need to make sure that whatever you're doing as on social media, like it is going to affect someone else's life at the end of the day as well. And so also just protect yourself, like change your algorithm. You can change what you're liking. Like don't keep liking negative things, because then your algorithm is going to continue to show you negative things. So you can change your algorithm, thankfully, on there. So like unicorns and ponies, and all you'll see is unicorns and ponies, For me, I only see art stuff. That's why I don't get to see too much political stuff on that, because I already see too much of it. So you can definitely be the real you at the same time, while also preserving your own energy and your own mental health.
Yeah. Actually, I'm going to add one other one, which I haven't done yet, but I know a lot of people have. Delete the apps. Give yourself a social media break. If you feel like it's getting too much and you don't have to rely on it for business or anything, even if you do, maybe just take a day or two off. If you can do it longer, delete the app and then take a break from it and then come back to it. I've seen people do that and find it really helpful.
All right, everyone. Well, thank you for tuning in today's episode. If you have any topics that you want to talk about, if you would like to join us on the podcast as well and say a story that you think that you felt alone in and you want everyone to know like you're not alone in this type of situation, please do DM one of us or DM the Press Room Instagram account. And yeah, just let us know about topics. We're always looking for something new to talk about. We're talking about our own experience as well here, but we want to talk about anything and everything, really. This platform is for everyone.
It's a room where all are welcome. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Please remember that the content shared on this podcast reflects our personal experiences and perspectives. We are not providing professional advice in any field, including but not limited to creative pursuits, career guidance, or fertility matters. Our aim is simply to share our stories and connect with others who may be navigating similar journeys. Always seek guidance from qualified professionals for specific advice tailored to your individual circumstances. The information, opinions, and recommendations presented in this podcast are for general information only, and any reliance on the information provided in this podcast is done at your own risk. This podcast should not be considered professional advice.